Hey guys, Bowserkins here for another video. Today we're going to be talking about the 9.2 PTR that just dropped about an hour ago. At least the news did, anyway. And this is, in relation to the PTR update. 41827 is the build number. And in this one, we got some potentially bad news that the double legendaries in patch 9.2 will require revered reputation. Um, Obviously, this is going to be awful or okay, depending on how long it takes to get revered. I'm actually joined in this video by my brother Mitch, aka Shotgun from my push group. Go ahead and say hi, Mitch.
Hello, guys.
All right, so what were your initial thoughts when you saw the news about the revered rep?
General dismay, loathing. I hate everything kind of feelings.
Oh, it is obviously going to be determined, right, by how long it takes to get this, and if it's repeatable, like on a daily basis. If you can grind rares for rep, stuff like that. Worst case scenario, of course, being kind of like a Corthia system where you can only get a set amount of reputation per day outside of some really small payoffs of a really, really long grind that can shorten the duration a bit. That would be the worst case scenario. Because I think the worst thing they can do related to double legendaries is turn it into another Corthia grind. Um, I was under the impression that that was not going to happen in 9.2, based on the comments that Morgan Day made in his interview with that one podcast whose name eludes me at the moment. I think it was called The Zone or something like that. You remember what the name of that podcast is, Mitch?
No, I don't remember the. I don't remember it.
I should pull that up. Um,
I'll look it up while you're going along.
okay, yeah, just look up Morgan Day interview for 9.2. But yeah, so pretty awful news here, guys. And again, it's going to be based on how long it takes to do the review.
I think it's the starting zone.
Yeah, the starting zone. That's the one. Some potential good news: they are continuing to tweak tier sets and um, different class and spell changes. They've made some changes here to Unholy. Looks like they've made some tweaks to the 2 and 4 piece for Unholy DK. And this is just an update for stuff that's already been announced about Havoc Demon Hunter, the Blade Dance and Chaos Strike damage, and then the increased metamorphosis duration along with the reduction of its cooldown based on Fury spent. That's relevant for Mitch here because although he's known for Warrior, I think you're swapping over to DH in 9.2 maybe, depending on how things work out.
Yeah, there's a possibility. I don't want to run Elysian Might with the warrior, so I'll probably do Demon Hunter.
Yeah, plus you've been playing Fury for 3 straight patches now, so
Yeah, something different. I gotta. I mean, there's a possibility that I just go back to my old ways, but I think I'll be super bored. So
yeah, yeah.
alts are a good thing.
Swapping it up is a good idea. Looks like there's some changes here to Shadow Priest, to Assassination. Outlaw has a slight tweak here. If you guys are interested in this kind of stuff, not necessarily what this video is entirely about, but if you're interested in taking a look at these tweaks, feel free to do so. Um, some of these were already previously announced. Some of them are new. Like the affliction change here, I believe was previously announced. 10% chance for Shadowbolt. Um, but then there were some that I don't think were announced, like the massive nerf to Shiv, to the Shiv 2-piece bonus for assassination. Before it would increase the poison and bleeds by 100% for 9 seconds. They've nerfed that to 40. I saw that 100% number. Mitch, you were there when I reacted to that. That seemed like a number that was far too high to be, uh, you know, I guess fathomable would be the word to use there. So they've nerfed
Yeah, I
that
mean
down to,
they do a lot of damage with their poisons and their bleeds.
yeah,
I mean,
that
there's no
seemed,
way 100% could be.
yeah, that
There's
seemed
just
way
no
too
way.
high. So nerf down to 40%. We'll see how that number goes. Obviously, that number is probably based around the sort of damage that assassination was doing. I haven't personally tested. I don't play rogue, so I haven't tested this myself. So if you're a rogue and you see this and you're cheesed, let me know in the comments. But yeah, I mean, some tier set changes there. They're also doing some class and spell changes. Go ahead and my ad blocker here. So they're doing some potency conduit updates to Unholy DK here. So it looks like Unholy DK is getting quite a bit of love. Three separate conduit upgrades. A-bomb limb is getting buffed. I think that's roughly like a 15% damage bonus. Yeah, about a 15% damage bonus. Hey, Mitch, you play Necrolord on your Unholy DK, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, this. I mean, you have been playing it a lot because you don't really like that spec all that much, but it seems to be going
Yeah,
okay.
it definitely needed this buff. Uh, I feel like the class was super undertuned.
Looks like they buffed the
Um,
potency conduit for it too. And there's a lot of potential damage here.
yeah, I mean, I really like Defile. I just use my Unholy DK to farm callings now, but I really like the Defile talent, and that's not like what the meta was. So I don't really play the class seriously. But with these changes, I mean, I could definitely see some people potentially switch into the spec for 9.2.
Yeah, I mean they've doubled the damage bonus from the potency conduit for the A bomb limb, so this could be quite a bit of damage. Um, they made a slight change. It looks like the hunter is just anima powers. Nobody cares about that. Interesting change to Ashen Hollow here. Um, from what so I think the headline said Ashen Hollow not nerfed. So I don't know what these numbers mean exactly, but they said it wasn't nerfed. And I think yeah, the rune carver ability here, canceling your Ashen Hollow early will reduce its cooldown. I guess you can cancel it now. You don't have to leave the area anymore, which was super weird. So that's good. Uh, that's technically a buff to Ashen Hollow legendary for Holy Paladins. Never thought I'd see the day. Here we are.
Wait, they can just straight up cancel it now
Yeah,
and
for the
reduce their cooldown.
yeah
What?
that's the Ashen Hollow legendary. That existed before, but you had to leave the area to get the cooldown reduction. Now you just cancel it, which
I
makes
suppose
sense.
that
But
helps.
yeah, it's definitely something that needed to happen. But it's technically a buff,
Well, they
so
need to do that for Beast Mastery's Wild Spirits,
yeah,
because that is like the huge. That's like the worst thing ever for Night Fae
yeah. When something
Hunter.
jumps out of it, yeah. They also have the
Yeah,
two
multiple
glyphs for
classes.
yeah. They also have the two glyphs for the ghost wolves, so that's a thing. All right, let's actually check this out up here. And I think yeah, so they also updated the teardrops. They will not be tokens. All of these are hard items, kind of like how it worked in Nighthold. So the individual items will drop depending on whether they're cloth, leather, plate, and it's confirmed that the last three bosses of the raid will drop two of the five pieces available. So it will be technically impossible to get your four-piece bonus before Mythic Week. And then once Mythic Week starts, the uh, all three of the final bosses will be available, and you'll be able to get your four piece at that point.
I I think I think the boss 8 is still week 1. It says Anduin boss 8's final boss of week 1. It's just 9 and 10 are weeks 2, right?
Yeah, you'll be able to kill up to eight bosses, Anduin being the eighth boss for the first week, and you can get a total of 3 tier pieces at that point. And then
Oh, okay.
week two is when Lords of Dread, Rygalon, and Zoval unlock, and those drop tier pieces. Actually, no, Zoval doesn't even drop tier pieces. It looks like it's only just Lord of Dread and Rygalon.
Yeah, wing in bosses, and
Interesting.
then the final boss. Interesting, yeah.
Also, tier set items can drop from the Great Vault from all forms of content. Didn't know that before. Obviously, there's going to be some bad luck protection they've mentioned. So that's kind of the good news. What'll be interesting though is if getting revered with the Enlightened, which is the new rep for the Zereth Mortis Zone, do you think that getting revered with them will take longer than uh you know the 4 weeks it'll take to probably get your full tier set? Probably,
No,
right?
I don't think Revered's gonna take that long. As long as they don't do a hard lock to rep, people will have their legendary week two. Rep, uh, it's not a lot of rep to get revered. It really
Well,
isn't.
yeah, but what if they treat it like renown? You know?
Well, that's what I think. A lot of people who have half a brain that just don't immediately say this game sucks would think about it and be like, "There's two ways this could go. It could be they hard lock it like Renown, or early Korthia, where there's only certain things you can do at a week, and that was it, and there isn't really any other way of getting more than that." That's what people are really worried about. Or they could just make it like
Well, I think people are
part two
correct.
Korthia, where you could just continue to do it.
I think people are correct to be worried about how this is going to work out because we don't know yet how the reputation grinds are going to work out because the PTR isn't finalized. So they could they could hard wall it behind a lot of because right now the rep grind is pretty slow, but that's mainly because a lot of the quests, the main quest especially, basically the Shaping Fate equivalent to the Enlightened in the new zone, isn't currently giving rep out. So that's probably like a fairly large chunk of reputation that's missing in the PTR. But I mean, the question again is, does the double legendary take longer than the tier set, or is it going to be some kind of like nightmare scenario where it's the 4th week of the expansion, you don't have your 4 piece bonus or your double legendary due completely to time gating, right? That would be because you already got the time gating circumstances around the tier set. That's just loot RNG. There is some bad luck protection, like I said, but you're already dealing with that form of character progression being time gated due to just RNG, right? The double legendary, when you tie that to reputation, you're dealing with one side of things, which is the tier set. That's loot RNG, technically a time gate, but that's more of an acceptable sort of character progression that's associated with any RPG. And then you have the reputation grind with the double legendary, which I have a feeling is going to be a far less popular implementation of time gating than other forms. I think that if you can get revered for your double legendary within the first 4 weeks without killing yourself, then I don't think this is going to be that bad. But if it's longer than 4 weeks, if the grind is awful, I think Blizzard is shooting themselves in the foot here. What do you think?
Absolutely. I think a month is way too long.
Yeah, because I mean the whole expansion in terms of character progression is based around tier sets and double Lego, and if you go an entire month of the new patch without either of them, uh,
If 9.2
yikes.
released like a month ago, then it wouldn't be that bad. But it's we're waiting so long between these patches that when a new patch releases, we want to feel the impact. Not just a new zone and new quests to skip over because you don't even read them. Some people do, I don't. Whatever fits your boat. But I don't want to wait another month to even feel the impact of the patch because I'm already, only got new dungeons, being a Mythic Plus player. We're already getting cucked. So I don't know. I don't know. It needs to be like 2 weeks max to get this rep, so I at least have something. Because I know the tier set's probably gonna be a pain. I
Yeah.
just feel like it's gonna be a pain somehow. I don't know. Maybe I'll be wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody would hope that you're wrong. I think it's a copium take, though, to say that uh, this isn't that bad. Uh, I mean, because this didn't need to happen. I think that if you had just given people the double legendary right off the bat, like not tied it to any kind of time gate, just make it part of the opening quest line for Zareth Mortis, um, and just left the tier set to be like the main power progression system in 9.2, I think players would be a lot happier. So, I mean, this is an instant reaction. This article was dropped an hour ago. I don't know the exact time when the PTR build was implemented, but this is all very fresh, right? We could learn in the next couple of days that Blizzard is deciding to change this. Maybe they lower it to honored reputation. Maybe they take it out of rep entirely and tie it to something else, like the quest line or something like that. Um, I mean, if the feedback is any indication, because Blizzard is getting absolutely destroyed in the forums right now because of this news, if that's any indication, then Blizzard will change it. But we're gonna have to see, guys. But yeah, this has been Bowser and my guest Shahkakon. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. Of course, like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll provide an update to you guys when I see something new here. I'll post a link to this Wowhead article that I'm showing you guys in the description. But yeah, this has been Bowserkins. I'll see you in the next one.